Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And remember, these are general readings. So not everything is going to resonate with everybody, and it's always important to use your own discernment. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you in your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look at your key to the week this week, doing it slightly differently just because of the way the weeks are stacked. And for your key to the week this week, you get the Temperance card, right? So this is about balance, but it's also about alignment. This is about you really focusing on what is for you and really deciding to let go of or release what isn't. This could be a week of profound healing on a really deep level as well. Whenever the Temperance card shows up, it does suggest that in some way, shape or form, healing is entering your life. An easier time of it is entering your life. And this usually follows, so the Temperance card follows the Death card, right? Which usually suggests that whatever it is that has come to an end or whatever it is that you've chosen to release has actually done its job, right? This is where you can take that moment and say, okay, now that I'm, free of or unburdened by ... now I can truly move forward in a way that is truly me, that is truly beneficial to me. So for your actions and options, let's have a look. This week you have the Tower card, right? So here's the interesting thing. As many of you know, I don't edit my videos, but I did have a false start on this one previously. And the funny thing is, the Tower card was actually in the position of the Key to the Week card. So I find this very interesting that it's come up. What this suggests to me actually is that there is going to be a Tower moment for you this week, regardless. Now, that being said, it's now come up again, but in your actions and options, which suggests to me this is going to be a big change, a big, possibly a ground-shattering change that is initiated by you. Now, one of the things that I talked about when this came up as your key to the week was, this is the opposite energy to the Fool, right? It's kind of like the tails end of a coin, right? You get heads and tails, and but they're both, two sides of the same coin, right? The Fool card tends to bring something that is immediately beneficial to you, whereas the Tower card tends to highlight things that throw everything up in the air, and then once they're sort of clear or level, that's when things really start to improve. This really does in a lot of ways feel like a grand clearing of the decks. I feel like a lot of you are going to have a searing insight or understanding or some piece of wisdom that's going to come up for you this week that really almost like hits home. And I think it might be something as well that a lot of people kind of think, whoa, okay, I wasn't expecting that, or not sure what to do with that. The Tower card, obviously through the guise of the Temperance card as well, this could be you saying, you know what, I want movement, I want production, and more importantly, I want healing at all costs. It is possible as well sometimes to take other, the healing process too far, right? It's like overtraining if you're an athlete. It's like, overdoing it if you're on a specific diet or whatever. Everything in moderation, right? And that's the Temperance card. So while I think it's great that you're initiating this change and that you are ahead of the curve in some way, just be sure that you're not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. For your communications and conversations, you have the Three of Wands. This is actually a really lovely card for communications, especially with the Temperance card. This is communication with somebody that lives overseas. It could also be communication with somebody that is an advocate of yours, or somebody that really wants to help you with something. It could just as easily be, though, remember, because it's the Temperance card, this could just as easily be somebody that is on the wagon, somebody that is teetotal, somebody that has been through AA. This is somebody that that has been through a process of beating addiction. If this person reaches out to you this week, please, for the love of money or the universe or whatever you want to call it, be available for this person. I'm not saying they're going to relapse. I'm just saying that this week it might be one of those times where they struggle, and it could be, doing that sort of on a knife edge kind of thing. So if you have somebody like that in your life that reaches out to you this week, don't forget their text, reply immediately. You know, don't forget their email, reply immediately. Obviously, you know, you have your own life, you can do whatever you want. I'm just letting you know that this may be something that comes up. Now, for those of you that work for somebody else, or are, like if you're an employee, the Three of Wands is lovely, right? It suggests that some goal, some idea that you put forward with the Temperance card, very well received. Like if you have been feeling stuck at work, if you've not been putting your hand up, if you've not been, you know, putting yourself forward, this week you finally get this week you finally get to be noticed. It's like what you're saying isn't falling on deaf ears anymore, which is great. For those of you that are self-employed, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, etc. Again, this is really nice. Connections with overseas, connections with different people in your industry or different people in your niche. One of the things with the Three of Wands as well, it's about speculation. You know, you've got to speculate to accumulate. This week you might decide to completely go off on a limb. Now, because you've got the Tower card, I would, if you're thinking about doing something completely brand new that you've never tried before, yes, there'll be an element of beginner's luck to it, but it will be by the hair, like literally by the skin of your teeth. So if you're going to take a risk this week, make sure it is one that is at least calculated, that you have checked in with somebody who actually knows what they're doing. This is not the week to go off half-cocked, as it looks like you're tempted to kind of do. But all in all, if you find the right connection and you find the right information, it could actually lead to some, you know, speculate, take a calculated risk, but not an utter gamble. All right. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, the Three of Wands is going to see you quite reflective this week. And I think this is going to be you asking yourself, what am I doing with my time? And more importantly, what am I doing with my life? And that's not to say that you don't feel like you've achieved anything. It's more a case of, do I feel like I'm achieving something now that actually matters to me going forward? But very, very interesting. For your money and materials, you've got the Five of Pentacles. This is not a great card, especially with the Tower in close proximity. So your money and your finances this week look like they are having a bit of a challenge, right? It's the Five of Pentacles, so especially underneath the Tower this week, please, please, please be careful with your physical self. You know, knocks, trips, slips, falls, all of that kind of stuff, very possible. And especially please be careful around any sort of electricals this week. If you've got anything that goes wrong on that sort of level, you know, even if it's going to be a pain in the ass to fix it financially, get somebody professional to look at it, just because this is not the kind of energy that you want. The reason I say this, the Five of Pentacles can literally be being out of pocket due to an accident. You couple that with the Tower card in your actions and options. This is, you're doing something too quickly. You know, you slam your hand in the door, touch wood, you know, all kinds of things like that. The other thing is as well, because it's the Five of Pentacles, in terms of your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your throat, your neck and your voice. Especially if you work with those in something like I'm doing now, you've got to look after your voice this week. And then when it comes to your home and environment, it looks like something's needing to be replaced. And the weird thing is, I kind of feel like you've already repaired this item. So whether it's the dishwasher, whether it is that, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's going to be some sort of expense that comes up and you're like, ah, I wish I'd just replaced this damn thing when I had the chance. Well, it looks like you don't have any more chances now. Like whatever it is has no more lives left. You're going to have to get it replaced. And then for your love and relations, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So for those of you that are married or in partnerships, this bodes very nicely, because it suggests that whatever money you're having to spend out is not going to dent your partner, or your partner is bringing in more money this week or extra money in some way, shape or form. It looks like some of you have a potential going into the future to earn more money as well. It's just not going to be materializing specifically this week. Now, when it comes to those of you that are single and looking and ready to mingle, this is really nice, right? It's underneath the Three of Wands, which suggests that the person that you're connecting to is very different, maybe from a different background or a foreign culture of some sort. With the Temperance card in close proximity as well, this suggests that there is a spiritual bond or union or connection between you in some way, shape or form. I actually think that could be really nice, because in a lot of ways it gives you a different perspective, or it allows you to see things, or maybe even yourself, in a very different light. Yeah, remain open to that. All in all, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.